Hi, and welcome back, everybody. In this lecture, we are going to be learning how to install extensions in our different browsers so that our RPA UiPath bots will be able to interact with them. Let me first demonstrate what will happen if you don't have these extensions installed and the reason you need them. I'm going to open up Google over here. We have google.com. And if I come here to our tools and then apps, you'll see we have a app called UI Explorer. UI stands for User Interface Explorer. So it says use UI Explorer to inspect the user interface of applications. Opening UI Explorer from Studio context will use UI automation libraries shipped with the current version of Studio. What this tool does is it will allow you to create selectors, which is a piece of code that identifies a user interface element. So if I click this indicate element button, for example, I can even select this text plugins. This is a user interface element on my screen. You'll see that it has generated a piece of code, which is called a selector. It's telling us the title of the application. In this case, it's UiPath Studio, and the name is the plugins button, and it's a piece of text. This is what you call a selector. Now, if I click indicate element, and I'm just going to click F2 on my keyboard to disable the computer vision, and then I'm going to reopen Chrome here. Okay, now you can see when I'm trying to select user interface elements in Chrome, it's not letting me do so. And that is because Chrome disallows you to automate the browser or interact with user interface elements unless you have that extension installed, which will give the browser permissions to interact with the user interface elements. So it's currently being detected as one big image, as you can see there, and it is not effective at all. So that's quite useless. That is why we now need to install the extension. So we can come here to UiPath extensions, and under Chrome, we can click install, and it'll give us this pop-up. It says, if you want to continue installing the UiPath extension, please close all your Chrome processes, then click OK. Let's do that. I'm going to open up Chrome. And make sure you don't click this close button here, because that actually doesn't close all the tabs. You want to close it from the little close button on the tab itself. So I'll click that, then I'll click OK. Then it says the UiPath extension from Chrome was successfully installed for the current user. You need to enable the browser extension by navigating to Chrome://extensions and then restart the browser. So let's do that. I'm going to click OK. Let's open up Chrome. Now, when we open up Chrome, you'll see it'll automatically give us this pop-up where you can enable the extension. So you can simply click enable extension and it'll then be enabled. You can then navigate to this little puzzle piece, which will take you to all the extensions, and you can click manage extensions over here, or you can simply type in your browser. You can type in Chrome://extensions, and that'll take you to the same place. If you scroll down, you'll see we have our UiPath Web Automation extension, and you can see it's toggled on because it's blue. You want to make sure that's toggled on. Go to details, and you also want to enable allow in incognito and allow access to file URLs. What this allow in incognito does is it'll allow you to automate processes that you build inside of a incognito browser. So if I click these three dots, new incognito window, it allows you to automate processes in here. And this is super useful. It's quite a lifesaver with RPA, because when you're automating some systems, they have cookies which remember certain things. For example, it will remember if a user's logged in and it won't log the user out. But then you've built the workflow to always log the user in, and then it runs into an error because now it's on a different page because the browser remembered the cookies. That was quite a mouthful, but using incognito browsers simplifies things when building automations, although you can still build your automations in the normal browsers without it being in incognito. That's everything for installing Chrome. Let me just demo to you the difference now when we try click on an element using our UI Explorer. If I come here, indicate element, you can see now I'm able to hover over this text input field, this Google search button. If I click on this Google search button, you'll see now it'll generate our selector for that specific button. And then you can change and add and deactivate certain items in the selector, but you don't need to worry about this for now. This can look quite confusing. All you need to know is that by enabling these extensions, we now have access to the user interface elements in the browser. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for our Firefox and Edge browsers. Now I'll leave that as an activity for you to do in the next lecture.